Did you know that Doechii, who is blowing up right now as a singer, songwriter, and rapper, credits the artist way as one of the biggest tools to help unlock her creative voice? Years before she was topping the charts, she was sharing her 12-week The Artist Way journey on YouTube and writing morning pages and taking herself on artist dates. She shares that the process of The Artist Way completely transformed her relationship with herself, and I get it because 15 years ago, I picked up this book at a time where I felt like I didn't have a creative bone in my body. I literally thought that creativity was reserved for artists, musicians, and people that were not like me. I was illogical, I was strategic, but coming up with a creative idea, I couldn't do it if my life depended on it. The Artist Way literally changed everything. I credit it as the catalyst for the next 15 years of radical transformation and change in my life and stepping into who I am here to be. If you're in a point in your life where you're feeling stuck, confused, disconnected from your own inner knowing, hearing yourself say, I don't know more often than you like, this video is for you. I am going to break down core takeaways of the Artist Way and how you can use these simple practices to not only tap into more creativity, but honestly tap into yourself. My name is Natanya. I'm a business and identity coach, and I'm obsessed with helping you step into the life and business of your dreams. If that is you, please click the subscribe button and like this video, and let's get into it. When I first picked up the Artist Way, I was at a point in my life where I was frustrated with the words passion and purpose. I didn't know what my passion was. I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't even know what I like to do on a Saturday afternoon. I felt stuck, disconnected, boxed in by my own logic and identity that I've been holding on to for far too long. So when I found this book and it started asking me to do things like morning pages and artist dates, I had some resistance, but I did it anyway. And honestly, it changed my life. One of the very first things I recommend to a client who is confused or stuck or unsure of themselves is morning pages. 3 pages every morning, unfiltered, unscripted, rain or shine. You know what we often don't realize is that our minds are cluttered with noise. What am I going to eat for dinner tonight? Where am I going to brunch this weekend? Did I buy the baby shower gift? What school is my son going to next year? How do you expect to hear your own inner knowing, your intuition, your own voice through all of that noise going through your day? And so the morning pages practice is very simply 3 full pages as soon as you wake up. You don't check your phone, you don't get your coffee, you do not pass go. You do 3 pages of unfiltered thoughts, feelings, anything that comes up. It does not have to make logical sense. You don't even need to ever read it back. It does not have to be legible. I literally will sometimes write, oh my gosh, I need to go and pick up broccoli for dinner tonight. Oh, tomorrow I want to send out an email. Oh, I'm feeling really sad about a conversation that I had with my friend last night, all in one paragraph. But when I first started to do this, what I realized was that my mind was filled with so much noise every day, and getting it out first thing in the morning shifted everything. Every time I recommend this to a client, within 2 weeks, they become someone new. If you commit to a practice of 3 full pages, you fill the pages. You can even say, I don't feel like doing this today. I don't even know why Natanya recommended this. This feels stupid. I feel stupid. That can be your morning pages, but get pen to paper, 3 full pages every single day. Within 2 weeks, you will start to feel more clear, more ideas flowing that you can't even imagine right now because you are so bogged down with the identity, behaviors, and habits that are consuming your day-to-day life. My intuition got louder, my creativity finally showed up. I had so much more energy, and little coincidences started to happen where I once was confused about passion and purpose. I started getting invited to things. I started to explore things that were lighting me up in different ways. And I'm telling you that this practice is the reason why I'm on your screen right now. This was one of the very first things that I did on this journey of becoming who I am today. And Every time I've recommended this to someone else, 2 to 3 weeks later, they come to me as a completely new version of themselves, more clear, more creative, more aligned with the truth of what's inside because they can finally hear it. One of the other second key practices in the book is called an artist date. Now, as I talk about being Delulu, I do some things that feel a little ridiculous. And this was probably one of the very first things that was absolutely ridiculous at the time, but honestly, one of the biggest blessings and gifts that I could give to myself. As adults, we get very logical, structured, and responsible, and we lose that playfulness, that lightness that ultimately opens us up to new ideas, to really being aligned with who we truly are, not who we think we should be or the roles or titles that we hold. The idea is simple. You take yourself, your inner artist, on a play date every single week alone. This is not for anyone else. This is for you. You can go to the arts and crafts shop. You can go to the museum. You can go watch a play. You can go to the trampoline park. You can go to Chuck E. Cheese. The very first time I did this, I remember that I went to a craft shop. I bought stickers. I bought glitter. I bought materials to make friendship bracelets. If you are millennial, you probably remember those things that we used to make in elementary school. And I did all of it while sitting in the park by myself on a blanket. I felt absolutely ridiculous and stupid, but I did it anyway. And let me tell you, what I noticed is by doing this practice once a week, taking myself on an artist date, getting out of my comfort zone, finding more ways to be playful and fun, I actually started to feel more playful and fun. I started laughing more. That feeling of anxiety and heaviness was starting to be lifted. I started thinking differently. I started remembering what it was like to enjoy things just for me, not because there was an expectation, not because it's what I should do, not because it's a habit or a behavior that I've done in the past that now a friend thinks I am or am not this way. I was getting to tap into the truth of who I am beyond the layers of who society has tried to tell me to be. And I'm not the only one. As I shared, Doechii, who is now a household name, talks very candidly on those early YouTube videos of herself, recapping her experience each week of how this process was changing her. And now we're able to witness the result of that transformation, of her fully aligned, embodied, and empowered in her uniqueness, in her creativity, in who she is beyond the labels and titles that are even assigned to her today. It's clear how much this inner work really shapes the path ahead of us. The Artist's Way was one of the very first things on my journey. It was the first time that I stopped outsourcing my worth, my identity, and got clear and connected to who I am. I sat in the discomfort of the unknown and allowed myself to explore without any expectation. But now looking back, I can see that what I was doing over those 12 weeks is the cornerstone. It is the foundation of the work that I've been fortunate enough to do today, working with almost 2,000 people all around the world. It's the business I've created. It's the life I've created for myself. And even now, almost 15 years later, when I start to feel disconnected from myself, when I start to feel a little bit of self-doubt, a little bit of worry, a little bit of anxiety, I go back to those core practices, my morning pages and my artist date. I have revisited the Artist Way 12-week program multiple times, and I'm so excited to be doing this in the Shift community with an incredible group of women who are coming together to go through this 12-week practice together. Every week, I will be sharing insights, challenges. We'll be having community discussions where you'll get to share what is happening as you peel back the layers of who you think you've been so you can step into who you truly are. If you are feeling called to this work, I would love nothing more than to see you inside of the Shift community before we start our 12-week program together. And as a special offer, if you join the Shift this month, you can save $15 off by using the code linked in the description below. Because it's not just about knowing what to do, it's having the space, the support, the community to actually embody what you already know, what you are stepping into. And that that is what the shift is all about. This book didn't just help me write more, it helped me remember more of who I truly am, of the creative, powerful force inside of me, inside of you, inside of all of us. To tap into creativity, to live a creative, fulfilled life, you don't need to be an artist. You just need to be willing to remember that one of the most creative forces that you have is you. I am so excited for you to discover this work, and I'd love to hear your experiences in comments, or if you're going to buy the book, or if you'll be joining us in the shift. I cannot wait to read them, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.